freezing outside. It's actually crazy. It is -4. I'm gonna make some breakfast really quick. I really don't want to do anything today. Everything feels extra hard today. I don't know why. Morning. I think this is my first like proper chat to you guys. Please don't be mad because it's been a hard morning. I don't know. For December 1st and for a Monday, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna have so much energy to like go at it and stuff, but it's been really hard. I snoozed my alarm this morning. I was meant to wake up at 6:30 in the morning, but I ended up waking up at 7:30, a whole hour after. It's my fault, to be honest, because I didn't really give myself enough time to actually sleep, and I did a lot going to tours last night. So I took out my hair on Saturday, and because of how long I've had my sew-in, and by the way, don't leave your sew-ins in for more than 8 weeks. That's plenty too much. I was just lazy to take out my hair, but because of how long I had my sew-in and my hair underneath, like my actual hair underneath, got really matted, and I had to spend over an hour detangling my hair last night. Then I washed it, then I had to steam it because I'm like, all of that stretching and pulling and everything, let's put a steam cap on. Did that for about 20 minutes, hopped back into the shower, washed it all off, then properly showered, and then came out the shower and blow dried my hair. It was just like a whole like 3 hours of just like doing and figuring out my hair, but I'm happy. I was able to like comb everything out. I definitely lost a lot of hair too, but considering, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. Happy new month. I don't want to use my own bad energy to like, you know, rub off on you, but if anything, I'm feeling all the negative vibes, but I am choosing not to dwell on that. It's gonna be a good month. It's gonna be a good, you know, day even. I'm going to the gym now. I'm just trying to stick to my routine, which I haven't really perfected yet, but there's just certain things I know I want to get done, and we'll actually talk more about all those things later in the day. Yeah, I just wanted to quickly come on here, say hello, and then go to the gym. Whoa, I feel like I have such an egg face, and doing buns really just like pull it out. I just got ready. I need to stop. Oh my god. I just got showered. I got ready too. I want to make a really quick lunch because I don't want to wait till later to eat lunch. I find that if I eat a late lunch, I'm gonna want to eat later in the day, like a later dinner. And if I eat a later dinner, I'm gonna go to bed super late. So I'm just trying to kickstart, you know, the whole thing. I'm gonna make a quick stir fry because that is usually the simplest thing for me to make for lunch if I don't have like leftovers. It's Monday, I have no leftovers, so we're gonna make a quick stir fry. Using a stir fry kit changed my life, to be honest. All of my meals, all the stir fries that I make, 10 times easier. I made like 5 last week. Maybe, I don't know, maybe like 3. At the start of every month, I like to do like a reflection on the past month and set some intentions for the new month. I'll read out to you guys some of the prompts that I use, but I follow this girl on Instagram and she always does a monthly reflection thing. Honestly, these are the prompts I've been using for the past few months or so. So you talk about lessons and themes from the past month. And why did I say October? It's November, babe. What do you want to take from the past month? What do you want to leave behind? So obviously you talk about the things that worked for you in the month and the things that you were happy with, and then what you actually don't want to take into the new month with you. Then how do you feel going into December, into the new month? And then December intentions and themes, and how do you want to feel at the end of December. You don't have to like write like 1,000 things under each prompt. It could literally be points and stuff, like do whatever works for you. But I just did that for the past hour, and I love when I do stuff like this because I really feel like I really am trying to live an intentional life. And I think doing this from time to time helps me take stock of like, am I really on par with where I say I want to be, where I want to be at? Because I'm finding that it's not enough to be motivated, or it's not even enough to be disciplined. I think you always have to check in with yourself as well to make sure you're also reminding yourself why you want to do the things you want to do. Especially if you are in a place where you're semi-comfortable. It's very tricky and it's very easy for you to be comfortable and say, oh, because I'm comfortable here, maybe I don't want to do that thing that bad. Like, there's nothing that's forcing you to actually make such a drastic change. On the note of reflecting and setting intentions, for half of November, I started tracking my habits. I built this little habit tracker on my iPad, literally on Good Notes. I actually got inspo from this guy's video. Again, I'll leave it on the screen and I'll leave a link to the Instagram reel in the description. One of the reasons why I really like doing this, or I feel like I needed to do this, was because all of these habits that I'm trying to do, I'll put them on my to-do for the day, and it will just make my to-do list be very long, and I'm like discouraged at how long it is, because I wanted to have a way to know that I want to do these things every single day and I want to get them done. And that was my method. It just made so much sense to just make a habit tracker. Honestly, it takes you like 10-15 minutes to make. You don't have to have an iPad. You can literally use a journal, use a book, whatever. Some of the habits that I tracked on here is Bible study, morning pages, walking, exercising, like going to the gym, sauna, playing chess, playing video games, learning French, and stretching. One of my goals for this winter is to learn how to play chess and also practice playing video games, because I feel like I lack coordination, and I think doing all these things that require me to be fully present is gonna really task that side of my brain. I was pretty consistent with a lot of these habits, to be honest. Like, I was consistent with my Bible study, my morning pages, my walks. I walked pretty much every single day except the last day of November, which is such a shame. I was just really busy yesterday again. And then exercising, going to the gym, I was pretty consistent with that, given the fact that I only go to the gym 3 times a week. Going to the sauna, that's where the consistency kind of tips off a little bit. It seems like I only recorded that 4 times, which, if you do the math, goes to like 2 times a week or so, which I'm not mad at that. I think 2 times a week is actually what I was gunning for. I played chess only twice, and video games never. This is why I feel like tracking habits is actually a really good idea, because I can actually see what I'm actually working towards. Because in my head, I feel like maybe I went to the sauna a lot more than I did, but I didn't. I only went to the sauna like 4 times. Again, I'm not mad at that. I only stretched 4 times, which is something I'm trying to do every single day. It really puts you in perspective of what you're actually doing and what you're not really doing. You can also track your bad habits. If you're trying to not do something, you can also track it, which is one of the things that I did for the December one. And also on the left side of the page, you basically write down the highlights of each day. And I was just reading through, and it's refreshing to see some of the things that happened. I try to keep them as positive as can be, because honestly, more positivity, that's one of my intentions for the new month. I was also tracking my wake up time. I'm realizing, again, from my reflections, I'm realizing that I need to work on my morning routine. And I'm not talking about the amount of things that I'm doing, more so talking about having a consistent wake up time and a consistent way of doing things. Because I am noticing, I can see from like towards the end of the month, I started waking up later because I was going to bed later. I have this thing in my head where I feel like I can only be productive at nighttime. But at nighttime, I just feel like to get to the state of flow is a lot harder for me to get to. But when I get to the state of flow, I'm just like locked in. I don't really do productive work for all of the hours that I sit to work at. And as a result, I'm not really achieving a lot. So I'll try and stay up till later so I can actually make up for all the times that I'm not making as much progress as I'd like. That just messes up my sleep routine. And I feel like sometimes I go all in and I'm like going all ham and I'm just like going. And then I burn out after a while. And then it's like, I don't have the energy to keep going at the same pace because you can't, like what I was doing is not necessarily sustainable, and that's the point of a routine. So like on the days you feel good, you're still putting in this amount of effort. On the days you don't feel as good, you're still putting in the same amount of effort, but you're on a baseline. You're not having too many highs and so many lows, and if like it just balances out to zero. I just want to have like a routine that keeps me on a steady pace. I don't want to bore you guys for too long, but these are some of the things that I work through from week to week, and I just wanted to share with you guys to motivate you. I know it's the last month of the year, but I think like it's nice to get yourself in routine and gearing up for the next year. I made a little habit tracker thing for, December as well. Again, I listed every single date of the month from 1 to 31st. I have my section for my highlights. For this month, I'm going to be tracking my Bible study again, walking, morning pages, going to the gym, going to the sauna. I'm upping my French learning from Duolingo to 40 minutes of French, because I put a hold at the library for this book, this French textbook, and I just got it on Friday. So I want to start working through the textbook. I've been talking about how I need to get a textbook and stuff. I have till December 19 to return it. So I want to see how far I can go with it. Just a little something to up my practice. I want to be doing 40 minutes of French. I want to time block my days. I want to actually try to time block my days, because I'm realizing, again, with the morning routine, I'm really trying to put myself on a schedule. And I used to say in the past, like, I'm not a schedule babe, I don't love a schedule. But of course, who loves a schedule? I think I need to force myself into like getting on a schedule. And then I want to start writing, be more consistent with like writing my Substack, because I would go 1 week, go off for 3 weeks. I just really want to be more consistent. I'm not writing a different piece every single day, but I just want to, like, even if it's 15 minutes of just like writing, let me do it. Again, I'm going to track playing chess and playing video games. I don't order food a lot, but I really just want to track it to see if I actually don't order as much as I think. So I have a section for ordering food, which is going to be tricky because I'm gonna take, if I order anything, either breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I'm gonna be taking that. So I just want to keep tabs on how much I'm eating out, because I really don't like eating out as much as possible. And then now for this month, alongside tracking my wake up time, I'm gonna be tracking my bedtime. And I'm not trying to do all these, so I'm like keeping tabs on myself, every single movement, every single action. I think it's more so trying to find my baseline. It's like tracking your macros with your meals. You're not always going to do that forever, but I think at some point a lot of people would track their macros just to have a baseline of how they eat, or just to understand how much food they actually eat in a day and how much it takes for them to get full or satiated. And I think it's the same goal here. I really just want to have a baseline on how long it takes me to do certain tasks. I underestimate how long things will take for me to get done because I overestimate how much time I actually have. So this is just me trying to actually take inventory. Nothing changes if I don't do all of these things, but I think it's just a physical reminder for me, and just, again, being intentional about the things that I want to do. Honestly, you guys, feel free to comment. Like, I feel like we don't really get a lot of comment action, but I love it when you guys comment and like share your thoughts and stuff like that. It gives me inspo for my own stuff too. I'm gonna be here because I still want to study some French. I really hope this was helpful on some level, and I would see you guys in another video.